Hey everyone, welcome back. I am just beyond thrilled to have you here today. Okay, let's just dive right into this. Today, we're bringing you an explainer on a truly fascinating classic tale of unity, magic, and human connection, the Three Sisters and the Moonstone necklace. And look, this isn't just some simple bedtime story, right? It's a literal masterclass in how complementary strengths and moral choices weave together to overcome, well, seemingly insurmountable odds. We're going to deconstruct exactly how this narrative builds its core themes. So get ready, because this is a story that proves exactly why the sum is always greater than its parts.
So here is the map for our journey today. We are going to start with Chapter 1, The Fading Moonstone, then move into the journey into the unknown, tackle the Bridge of Riddles, face the climax in defeating the Dark Wizard, and finally wrap the whole shebang up with restoring the kingdom's magic. Let's jump right in.
All right, Chapter 1, The Fading Moonstone.
Now, to really understand the scale of what's at stake here, we first need to establish our setting and our key players. The story opens long ago, in this remarkably quiet kingdom surrounded by lush, beautiful forests and cascading waterfalls. It's an absolutely idyllic place. But, as we're about to see, even the most peaceful kingdoms require protection, and that protection relies entirely on who is standing guard. You see, the source text deliberately gives each of our three loving sisters a highly specific, defining trait. Ava provides the fearlessness, so she's the bravery. Mia provides the intelligence, making her the logic and strategy. And Ella? Well, Ella provides the gentle kindness, acting as the moral compass. The text explicitly notes that although they were different, they always stayed together. Now, this isn't just a character description. It's a structural promise to the reader. It tells us right out of the gate that any problem they face will require a combination of fearlessness, intelligence, and kindness. Like a giant puzzle, none of them could succeed alone.
And man, do they need those traits right away, because their peaceful life is suddenly interrupted. One evening, this old traveler arrives at their home. He doesn't just ask for a cup of water. No, he hands them an ancient necklace featuring a glowing blue moonstone. He reveals that this very necklace protects their entire kingdom. But there's a massive problem. Its magic is fading. He gives them a strict, incredibly urgent directive. Quote, return it to the moon temple before the next full moon. Suddenly, bam, we have an inciting incident and a ticking clock. The sisters don't even hesitate. They accept the mission and the race against time begins.
Moving on to Chapter 2, Journey into the Unknown.
With the clock ticking and the literal fate of their home resting in their hands, the sisters waste zero time. Early the very next morning, they pack their food and set off, leaving their safe home behind to cross colorful fields, climb rocky hills, and finally enter a dark, mysterious forest. Let's look at the timeline here and see how this builds, because it's wild how rapidly the events of this quest unfold over what is essentially a single action-packed day. Morning, they set off. Midday, they're already facing a moral test by rescuing a crying bird. By the afternoon, they reach the ancient bridge. And by evening, the climax hits as they face the Dark Wizard. The pacing of the source material is just relentless, but I want to draw your attention specifically to that midday event because it is the absolute linchpin of their entire success.
So, while deep in the mysterious forest, our heroes face a crucial decision. Step 1, they hear a little bird crying. Step 2, they discover its nest has fallen from a tall tree. Now remember the stakes here, guys. They are in a massive hurry. The kingdom's protection is fading by the second. But for Step 3, they completely stop hurrying just to help rebuild the nest. This is Ella's defining trait of kindness in action. They willingly sacrifice their precious time to help a helpless creature. And the payoff isn't Step 4. The grateful bird promises to help them whenever they need it. This isn't just a detour. It's a profound statement that the mission should never, ever eclipse basic compassion.
Which brings us to Chapter 3, The Bridge of Riddles. With the bird safe, they push forward, but their journey is immediately halted by a formidable obstacle. And this isn't just a physical barrier, it's a psychological one. The sisters arrive at an ancient bridge that serves as the only path forward, and it's guarded by an imposing, unmoving stone statue. The statue doesn't ask for a password or a toll or anything like that. Instead, it demands the answer to a single profound question. I want you to ponder this for a second yourself. What is the strongest bond in the world? Really, how would you answer that if you were standing there? Well, the sisters immediately draw upon their specific traits. Ava, the fearless one, answers courage. The statue says no. Mia, the intelligent one, answers knowledge. Again, the statue says no. They are completely stuck. Fearlessness and intellect have failed them.
Then, Ella steps forward. She simply smiles and answers, love and family. Instantly, the ancient bridge lights up with a brilliant silver light and allows them to pass safely. So the crucial point here is that while courage and knowledge are incredibly valuable, they are solitary traits. Love and family represent connection, unity, and the shared bonds that give meaning to courage and knowledge in the first place. Ella's gentle wisdom unlocks the path that pure logic and bravery just couldn't.
And now for the climax. Chapter 4, Defeating the Dark Wizard.
Having proven their unity, they cross the bridge, bringing them right to the edge of their destination, the Moon Temple. But just as they arrive, the ultimate threat emerges from the shadows. The climax of the story triggers this incredibly rapid sequence of events. First, a dark wizard appears and shouts his demand for the Moonstone. The sisters, united, absolutely refuse. In response, the wizard uses his magic to create a terrifying, powerful storm. They're totally outmatched. But this is where the narrative brilliantly circles back. The little bird from midday returns. And it doesn't come alone. It brings hundreds of forest birds. This massive flock swarms and distracts the dark wizard, creating just enough chaos for the sisters to escape and run directly into the temple. The kindness they showed when they thought no one was watching literally saved their lives when everything was on the line.
And this brilliantly illustrates the central conflict of the text. Just look at this comparison. On one side, you have the dark wizard. His entire operating model relies on fear, greed, and forceful magic. On the other side, you have the three sisters. Their power relies on family, kindness, and teamwork. The story sets up a direct stress test between these two ideologies, and the text clearly shows us the victor. The isolated greed and force of the wizard are completely overwhelmed by the collective, cooperative power of the sisters and the natural world they nurtured. Teamwork outshines individual greed every single time. No contest.
Finally, Chapter 5, Restoring the Kingdom's Magic.
Having outsmarted the wizard, the sisters finally breach the inner sanctuary of the Moon Temple. The storm is raging outside, but inside, a profound peace takes over. They approach a glowing altar and carefully place the fading necklace upon it. As soon as the Moonstone touches the altar, the moon goddess herself appears to deliver the final verdict on their quest. She tells them, "You have passed every test. You showed kindness, wisdom, courage, and love." This is just a spectacular moment of validation. Remember the traits we established at the very beginning of this explainer? The goddess confirms that every single one of those traits, Ava's courage, Mia's wisdom, Ella's kindness and love, was strictly necessary. If even one of those elements had been missing, the entire kingdom would have fallen.
As a result of their combined efforts, the ending brings immense tangible rewards. The necklace shines like the moon, and its protective magic is fully restored to the kingdom. Because of this restored light, the dark wizard's powers disappear forever. The sisters return home as absolute heroes, prompting massive celebrations with music, dancing, and bright lanterns. But, it goes beyond just a party. The moon goddess blesses the physical land itself with good harvests, clean rivers, and peaceful nights. From that day forward, Ava, Mia, and Ella are officially known as the Keepers of the Moonstone, and their legendary story is passed down to children for generations.
The explicit moral of the story tells us that family, kindness, and teamwork are objectively stronger than fear, greed, or magic. So, as we wrap up this explainer, we really need to remember that we all face our own fading moonstones, our own dark wizards, our own ticking clocks. If true power lies in complementary strengths and unyielding kindness, well, who makes up your team? What could you achieve if you leaned into your own network of three sisters today? Take a moment to think about the bonds you rely on and how you can nurture them just like our heroes did. Thank you so much for joining me today, Focus Learners. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and I will see you in the next explainer.